Hi, it's Hardly Ramone coming to you with a microphone in front of my face, and today I'm going to do my best to answer some of your frequently asked questions. I'll be covering topics like my gear, tone tips, future guitar covers, reincarnation, and more, so stick around.
What kind of guitar is that, / what pickup?
In my videos so far, I've been using this Squier bullet strat that I customized. I like the bullet strats because they've got pretty slim necks, all things considered, and lightweight basswood bodies, very similar to Johnny's Ventures 2. And the pickup I installed in this one with a 500K volume pot is the 67 by Hallmark Guitars. It's a very fat-sounding, high-output single coil, kind of like a Moserite, but it also has a bright sparkle like a Strat, in my opinion. Makes this guitar very unique and fun. In some of my newer videos, I'm probably going to have a different guitar from that one, so if that's the one you're wondering about, that one's probably going to debut in a video, and I'll just link that somewhere if you were wondering about that guitar.
What kind of strap do you use?
I currently use a strap that I made out of 2 leather belts, like literally belts that you wear on pants, and I put strap locks on them. Very simple, but I might make a tutorial on that in the future.
What kind of picks do you use?
I use the thick green Tortex picks, I think 0.88 millimeter. Johnny Ramone used thick picks, a lot like the Fender 346 heavy ones, as far as I can tell. Though, at least from the 80s onwards, I know they were custom made. But yeah, I mean, I just recommend using some sort of thick pick. That's what I use.
What kind of strings do you use?
In my covers so far, I've used the Ernie Ball 2221 regular slinky, if that's what you call it. But I don't necessarily think there's anything special about these. I'll probably test different stuff going forward, to be honest. That's just what I've had on my stuff. But there you go.
Do you use any pedals?
The only pedal I use for Ramone stuff is a Boss EQ pedal, and I only really use it to dull that Strat-like brightness my guitar has, because Johnny Ramone's pickups were not as bright as what I'm using. But for the videos on this channel, I usually just record straight into my computer, so I just use the EQ plugin instead of a pedal.
What are your amp settings?
Well, currently I used licensed plugins of the Marshall Superlead 1959 and Master Volume 2203, same ones Johnny used in the 70s, so I generally just have the gain and or volume cranked to 10 or nearly 10, and I keep the mids really high. I don't use much for the bass or the treble knobs, but honestly those settings aren't very important. I use a lot of extra EQ and effects and mixing on top of those amp plugins to get the final tones for videos, so.
How do I get a good guitar tone for Ramones music?
Well, Johnny Ramone once said every guitar sounds the same when it's loud enough, and he's right. But if you want to be picky, I recommend using a guitar with some kind of high output pickup that isn't particularly bright. I find those characteristics to be more important than whether or not it's like a single coil or a humbucker, but that's just me. And you want to set your amp for a balanced amount of gain, not so much distortion that it sounds... but not so little that it sounds twangy either. And if the guitar sounds kind of twangy no matter what, with lots of string noise even when you have the gain cranked way up, the pickup itself might be too bright, and that's when I'd recommend trying an EQ pedal to calm it down. EQ pedals will also let you boost the overall volume of your pickup if it isn't very high output. These things can honestly give you a lot of versatility out of whatever pickup you might be stuck with, so very underrated tool for tone chasing in my opinion. But anyway, from there just set the bass, mid, and treble knobs to your liking. They're different on every amp, so whatever.
Are you Johnny Ramone reincarnated?
Alright, I know this one is a joke, but since you guys keep asking, I'll try my best to explain. Johnny Ramone is a 6-foot-tall punk rock legend who was born in 1948 and died in 2004. I am a 6-foot-tall guy on the internet who was born in 1996, long before Johnny died, meaning I can't really be his reincarnation. It doesn't make any sense on the timeline. Interesting trivia though, I was born pretty much right when the Ramones played their final show and Johnny Ramone hung up his guitar. Like almost exactly, it's very strange.
What does your head look like?
I have a giant frog head, obviously. No, I'm a pretty normal looking guy with brown hair, but not particularly like Johnny. No bowl cut, no furious gaze to burn holes in the crowd.
Will you be making tutorials for the Johnny Ramone technique?
Yes, pretty soon actually, I'm going to be producing the most comprehensive breakdown of Johnny Ramone's guitar playing that YouTube has ever seen, as far as I can tell. If there's anything you've been wondering about this playing style, these will be the videos you've been waiting for, probably. Maybe not. I hope so. But please consider subscribing if you're interested. You can always unsubscribe if you're like,
Nah, I hate this guy. Look at his knees. I don't know.
You need a Mosrite.
yeah, I've noticed this as well. Anybody is free to send me one anytime, raise the money for a Mosrite Ventures 2 that I can use on the channel. Jokes aside though, I do want to own one of those someday, and I would love to make a wide variety of videos featuring and showcasing the real deal in like crisp 4K or something, because I can do that. But money is a real obstacle right now, so.
Will you cover the It's Alive live album?
Yes, I have a full guitar cover of It's Alive in the works, and I want to make this one a real treat for Ramones fans like me. So I'll likely have the final video as a live premiere of the whole show, with a live chat room and everything as it plays for the first time, so stay tuned for an announcement for the premiere date. I think it's going to be very fun.
Is green your favorite color?
Yup.
Will you be doing more full Ramones album guitar covers?
This one is a maybe. I covered the early albums because pretty much all those songs are somewhat iconic and people might want to learn them, but I'm not sure if every Ramones album needs that treatment. If anything, Too Tough to Die is a real contender. Maybe the upcoming remix of End of the Century will be cool to do guitar covers of, but I don't know. Feel free to leave a comment about the Ramones album that you would be most interested in seeing a full cover of, and we'll see, I guess.
Will you do some late/Loco Live era Ramones material?
This is definitely on the list of future things for the channel. Johnny really changed his technique from how it started in the 70s to allow for playing songs at those crazy fast tempos, still with all downstrokes. It's something I definitely want to showcase here, so stay tuned again.
Will you be covering?
Insert more Ramones material. I definitely want to put out guitar covers of popular or interesting Ramones songs in the future, so let me know in the comments what you'd like to see most. I have plans to touch on the Ramones demos at some point, as well as covering a good portion of that 1980 France show. It's just such a good show for Road to Ruin and End of the Century songs played live, which won't be in the It's Alive cover for obvious reason. But yeah, lots of stuff is coming.
What's this new guitar you've talked about getting?
That's a big secret still. I will say it's not a Mosrite guitar, but I do think it'll be cooler for Ramones fans to see and hear than a random Strat that I customized. I expected to already have this mystery guitar months ago, but there were some delays that I'll explain later when the guitar is revealed. But sorry I don't have it yet. I wasn't planning to make people suffer through like months of hype. But for now, I'd recommend subscribing if you want to see when the guitar is unveiled someday.
Where can I find really accurate bass covers of Ramones songs?
I'm glad you asked. My friend Matt is doing some bass covers on his channel's Southern version, and he's pretty picky about details and tone, kind of like me. So feel free to head over there if you want some bass content, or whatever else he decides to make. I don't know, he plays guitar too. I'll probably do some collab videos with him as well here on the channel, so keep a lookout.
Was that last question actually asked a lot?
No. Nobody has been asking about bass covers. I just wanted to promote that channel. But anyway, thank you for watching. If you have new or additional questions about the stuff that I didn't answer here, comments are a great place to ask. If you ask questions that I've already answered in this video, it might prompt me to push this button, which will disintegrate a random person, and that could be you, so I wouldn't risk it. Also, remember to post the guitar and or album covers you'd be interested in. I really do want to know what you guys are interested in seeing. And again, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate all the support this channel's gotten. Lots of fun stuff coming. I'm really excited. So, yeah, thanks for watching. Ramones forever, man.